Hare Krishna all. I will actually share the Mangala Charan screen so that you all can chant with me. Om Ajnanatimrandasya Jnananjaya Chalakaya Chakchurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadatikam. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopeshu Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpateyascha Kapasindubhya evacha Patitana Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhya Namo Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vatsadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna devotees, today let's start the chapter 9, and today's session I will be taking as she has gone for her exams, and wishing her all the best too. So today we are going to see the very important chapter called the Rajaguhya Yoga. So what is the chapter name? It's called the Most Confidential Knowledge, and we call it the most because the most confidential knowledge is a part of Bhakti Yoga which is preserved in the middle 6 chapters. So Bhagavad Gita is divided into 6, 6 and 6, and the middle 6 is called, is where the Bhakti Yoga concept is coming in, and 9th chapter is talking about the most confidential. Guhya means most confidential. So let's start our journey and see what's in store for us. So just 1 second. So before we start our session, let's pay our obeisances to Shri Raja Mukunda, and let's start our quick recaps of chapter 9. Can you see the slides clearly? So I'll just present it to you. Yeah.
Yes, Mataji, it is clear.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So basically, we are talking about the quick revision of the 8th chapter. So what did we see in the 8th chapter? 8th chapter, remember, starts with 8 questions of Arjuna. That's the first part of the chapter. And he is asking Kim Brahma. So his 8 questions are actually being, whatever 8 questions were asked earlier, these 8 questions by Arjuna are being answered in this session. So it's a continuation of 7. As I said, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 is the middle section, and we will all be talking about Bhakti. So the second part talks about remembering Krishna at the time of death. And the third part talks about Krishna by Yoga Mishra Bhakti. 4th, talk about by pure Bhakti. And we are all focusing about this pure Bhakti. And what is the difference between material world and spiritual world? We will also be doing a depth of this material and spiritual world in our 3rd module. The last 6 chapters we'll cover in depth. And the last one talks about the supremacy of pure Bhakti in attaining Krishna. So this is the 8th chapter. And 9th chapter, what we are talking about is Raja Vidya Rajaguhyam. As I said, the most confidential knowledge, and it's divided into 3. So the first one talks about Aishwarya Jnana, and we will see what it is. So, the second part talks about way to approach Krishna, because it's talking about Krishna as the ultimate goal, but we should also know the path of our journey, and also the path, the sweetness of the path. the destination is one thing, but the journey is another thing, right? Most of the time we love the destination, but what we actually remember is the journey towards that. So reaching Krishna is our destination. And today we will see how our journey is going to take. Hare Krishna. Shri Bhagavan Vacha idam tute guhyatamam pravakshyami anasuyave jnanam vinyana sahitam yajnatva mokshase shubhat. Hare Krishna. Prabhu, can I request you to read the English part of it? Can anyone read this English part? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. The Supreme Lord said, "My dear Arjuna, because you are never envious of me, I shall impart to you this most secret wisdom, knowing which you shall be relieved of the miseries of material existence."
So this is a very important point. Every time we talk about what is the reason why Krishna chose Arjuna, right? And if time permits, I'll tell you a small story at the end. But prior to which, we read two reasons, right? A friend and a devotee. This one we read earlier in the first 6 chapters. Now, what we are going to read very clearly is not only that, here he is also telling that you are envious of me. You are not envious. So even we'll go and share only with people who really trust us, right? So this is exactly what Arjuna is. And that is why Krishna chose Arjuna. So what is envy? I'm going to unmute all, and I've already told you all that I will be back as per your request, provided you all make it interactive. So you all have to make it interactive. So either you talk to me on the chat. So why? What do you mean by envy? What do you define envy?
Jealousy.
Correct. Hare Krishna. So basically, envy actually means I like something about you a lot, but what I do not like is that you having it. So most of the time, everybody likes something about the person, but what is not liked is the fact that the person having it is what they don't like, right? So that is what it is. And Arjuna is free from envy, and which is highlighted by Krishna. So please remember, this quality is so important that we don't become victims of our own self. 9.2. Raja Vidya Raja Guyam Pavitram Midam Uttamam Pratyaksha-vagamam Dharmyam Susukam Kartum Avyayam. Hare Krishna.
So this knowledge is the king of education, the most secret of all secrets. It is the purest knowledge, and because it gives direct perception of the self by realization, it is the perfection of religion. It is everlasting, and it is joyfully performed.
So as I already started off telling that this is the king, this is the most important knowledge, and it is called the secret. Now, what is the secret? You will tell, Hare Bhagavad Gita, it's available everywhere, online also, soft copy also. It is a secret because to understand this, we need to have a kind of knowledge which is revealed to us by Krishna himself. That is why it says it's the purest. Why is it purest? Because it is from Krishna. So Krishna being supreme personality of Godhead, there cannot be anything more pure than him, and it is directly spoken by him. So that is why it's called the purest. And also it is the perfection of religion. So religion here refers largely to dharma, and it is not our caste and all the various subcastes which we have. It is not referring to that. It is largely talking about our dharma, right? And it is everlasting because it is there forever. So how do we approach? So the process is very clear. It's basically 9 processes are involved. So what is it? Starting with Shravanam. What do you mean by Shravanam? Shravanam is hearing. Example of that is you, right? What are you all doing? You all are hearing, right? And who is an example of this? We have an example of Parikshit Maharaj. Does anybody know who's Parikshit? Yeah, correct. Arjuna's grandson, not son, Arjuna's grandson. So Parikshit actually is the grandson of Arjuna, and he hears it from Sukadev Muni. The Muni who's sitting on the chair is Sukadev Muni, who's the son of Vyasa. Why do we need to know Vyasa? Because he's very important, because he was the one who wrote this one. As well as Srimad Bhagavatam was written by Vyasadev. So now next one is chanting of the holy names. So the Kirtan, this, we just had our little devotee before the class started chanting the names and shlokas, right? So that is what is Kirtan. Shmaranam is remembering the God. So remembering very clearly means, when you are involving in a particular activity, like right now, you're all automatically remembering God. But this is a slight constant extension of that. Even when you don't hear, you start remembering the God, which will come via practice. So next one is Pada Sevanam. So this one example is Lakshmi, where she serves at the feet of Krishna. Next one is Archanam, that is worshipping God. The typical concept of deity worship and all that we do will come under this one. And Vandanam is this little king Dhruva, the prince Dhruva. You would have heard of Dhruva Nakshatram. So this small little Dhruva actually did what's called the Vandanam, offering prayers to, the Lord. Dasyam, I think everybody all will know better than any one of us. It's Dasyam where Hanuman is the Dasya, the servitor relationship. Sakyam, the story of Sakyam is what the whole Bhagavad Gita is about. It's about our Arjuna. And Atma Nivedanam is complete surrender. And example of that is Bali Maharaj. You would have all heard about Bali Maharaj, right? Basically, Vamana Avatar, where Krishna talks about he just needs 3 foot of land and 1 foot goes to the upper planet, another foot on the ground, and 3rd foot, when he did not know where to place, Bali offered himself. So he completely surrenders to Krishna. So that is the speciality. So Hare Krishna. Ashradadanaha Purusha Dharmasyasya Parantapa Aprapya Mam Nivartante Mrityu Samsara Vartman. Hare Krishna.
Those who are not faithful on the path of devotional service cannot attain me, O conqueror of foes, but return to birth and death in this material world.
Okay, so basically, this is about faith, right? So we always tell, even with friends, right, you should trust me 100% or there is no point. But here with Krishna, at least little trust, you're approved. So he starts telling that, so we were talking about people who had faith. So those who are not having faith in this devotional service, what is happening? Obviously, you can't attain, right? When you do not trust a person, you won't be able to even maintain a basic relationship. So what happens when you don't trust him? You will come back to this Kala Chakra, which means repeated birth after birth. So birth, death, you'll be just, cycling. It's not a merry-go-round cycle. So we don't enjoy this cycle. We will have all challenges also. So that is what it talks about. So Hare Krishna. By me in my unmanifested form, the entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I am not in them. This is a very important shloka also. What they are talking about is, he says that he is the unmanifested, means which is not appearing, right? Which you can't see. Like for example, you can see me, right? So this is called manifested. Whatever you can see in simple language, right? And whatever is not visible or whatever you can't see around is called unmanifested, which is not appeared as yet. So it is what he's saying, it is there. And all the beings, that is all living beings, whatever is there is actually within him. So whole universe is contained within him. And you will read more of this in this universal form, how the, how the entire universe is contained within him. Hare Krishna. And the next one, and yet, everything that is created does not rest in me. Behold, my mystic opulence, although I am the maintainer of all living entities, and although I'm everywhere, still myself is a very source of creation. What he's saying that, even though we are born out of him and we are from him, he is the ultimate creator. So he is the Adi Purusha, right? So this is not only told by him in Bhagavad Gita, but this is also told in Brahma Samhita. I think you all will be familiar with this, the shloka of Brahma Samhita, prayers given by Brahma to Krishna. Ishvaraha Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govindaha Sarva Karana Karanam. Hare Krishna. What he's telling is he is the Adi, that is, he is the beginning. And that is what is mentioned here. Hare Krishna. As the mighty wind blowing everywhere always rests in the eternal space, know that in the same manner all being rests in me. So he is just giving an analogy of this wind blowing, and similar to that, how it is there, he says that all of us, right, all living beings, not just us, everything rests in Krishna. And The whole cosmic order is under me. By my will, it is manifested again and again, and by my will, it is annihilated at the end. So yesterday you have seen the the Goloka chart, which very clearly talks about the Purusha avatars of Krishna, right? Which means Mahavishnu, Garbhodakshai Vishnu, and Shirodakshai Vishnu. So now what are they talking about? These are created by, they are basically an extension, the tattvas of God, who has come to manage this material world. And Maya Devi, many of them get confused. Oh my God, Maya Devi is so powerful. Yes, she is powerful because she is an energy of Krishna, but she is just an energy and an order taker of Krishna. So therefore, you should remember that the person who's giving orders is more powerful than the person who's getting orders. So who is the giver of order? Our Krishna. Since our Krishna is the order giver, he is the most powerful. So he clearly is telling here that the whole cosmic order is under me. So he is doing it. And again he is annihilating it. Why? Because there are some people we read there in the beginning who do not have faith and who wants to come back here. So he's creating it again and again. And we already read the concept, right? 1 day of Brahma is very clearly 4.32 billion. So therefore, every time he comes here, during the day, that is 1 day of Brahma into 2 night and little the Sandhya, the time between the morning and the evening. During that time, all put together, is like a short term, and 1 day everybody gets annihilated. The whole, the universe except the top 3 planetary system, which we have seen yesterday, except that everything gets completely annihilated, which means that they all go into comatose trance state, right? For a short period, right? Few weeks and months. Whereas during the life of Brahma, which is 100 years as per Brahma's calculation, our calculation, it is 311.04 trillion years. Then complete annihilation happens where the entire universe is gone. So that is what he's saying, that I manifest this again and again. So, oh Dhananjaya, all this work cannot bind me. I am ever detached, seated, as though neutral. So he's very clearly telling nothing can bind him. He's nirguna. So Maya cannot bind him and nothing can bind him. He is detached. Remember one thing, detached and love is 2 different things. We can love someone and yet be detached. Krishna is explaining it so well. Loving someone is very different from being attached to someone. Attach is when you try to control someone. Detach is something, we understand in simple English that detach means I am disoriented. No. Detach means you still love. So that's what he's saying, that he is totally detached from whatever is happening, though he is the cause of all causes. Hare Krishna. Maya dakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam etunanena kaunteya jagat viparivartate. Hare Krishna. You can read now.
This material nature is working under my direction, O son of Kunti, and it is produced all moving and unmoving beings. By its rule, this manifestation is created and annihilated again and again.
So very clearly, I told you the boss of the material world, proprietor of this world is clearly Krishna. And we will start not only reading it here, you will come across this in many places. After you finish Bhagavad Gita, our admin team was also telling you should go to the next level. So we will read something called Isha Upanishad, right? Which means Upanishad, wherein you will very clearly understand who is the proprietor. In the first mantra itself, it says, Isha Vashamidam Sarvam Yakkincha Jagat Yam Jagat Tena Tektena Bunjita Magrida Kashyas Viddanam. Hare Krishna. Isha Vasha means proprietorship, which is what he's telling. He is the proprietor and we will all follow quota systems. So here what he is telling, he is again reinforcing, very clearly telling that he actually is the creator and everything is working under his direction. So you know how the whole thing is. And O son of Kunti is referring to Arjuna. See our beautiful Krishna early morning. So this is engaging all our senses. Hare Krishna. Avajananti mam muda manushim tatum ashritam param bhavam ajannanto mama bhuta maheshwaram. Hare Krishna.
Fools deride me when I descend in the human form. They do not know my transcendental nature and my supreme domination all over that be.
He is very clearly called Muda, means fool. So he is telling that people, though Krishna appeared in a human form, he's got a very spiritual body. So what we understand is what our mind thinks, right? So immediately we feel Krishna came in human form. So his hand, his blood, his vein, his everything is going to be like us, is what we perceive. But that's not the fact. He is very clearly coming in his transcendental nature. That means this Krishna is present in Vaikuntha, Goloka, Vrindavan, right? And he comes as it is. Coming as it is called avatar, right? So he's coming as it is, but people always think that he's just another common human being. This is not, he's not, they're not talking about you all, because we all understand. They're talking about a set of people who actually may think that he is just an ordinary person, right? Or he is God who's come in just a human form. No, he is God. He comes in his own form, which very clearly says that Krishna is a person, right? So it highlights that Krishna's form is, he's a person and he exists in the same form. Like how we have two-handed form, he also has two-handed form. Hare Krishna. Moha shamoga karmano moga jnanva vichetasah rakshasim asurim chaiva prakritim mohinim shritaha. Hare Krishna.
Those who are thus bewildered are attracted by demonic and atheistic views. In that deluded condition, their hopes for liberation, their fruitive activities, and their culture of knowledge are all defeated.
So basically, those who are bewildered means confused, right? So when they are confused about all these things, what happens? Obviously, they get attracted to devils. So what is the choice? You have two choices. Either you serve Maya or you serve Krishna. So now if you don't believe Krishna, what happens? You start believing the demonic side. So every one of you would have heard something called the word Asura, right? So Asura means demons. And it doesn't mean, we have all this horrible looks and all. Every Asura is there. When you look around, we'll see a lot of Asuras. And Suras means people who are devotees of Krishna. So here, all of you are hearing are all Suras. So that's the difference. So what happens is, for people who do not even believe, where is the chance of liberation? Already we've done a mistake and come here to the prison house, right? And if you make further mistakes, what will happen? You don't listen to the jailer and you pick fights, what happens? You will continue to be extended in the prison, right? So that is what is happening here. Hare Krishna. Mahatmanastu mam partha devim prakritim ashritaha bhajantananya manaso jnatva bhutadim avyayam. Hare Krishna.
O son of Pritha, those who are not deluded, the great souls, are under the protection of the divine nature. They are fully engaged in devotional service because they know me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, original and inexhaustible.
So Krishna, everything is told in two, right? So what are the things which are told in two? First he told about Mudas. Now he has to talk about, okay, fine. Then what is the destination of you people? All of you, where will you go? So he is very clearly telling those who are engaged in devotional service, he actually takes care of them. They come under the protection of divine nature, which means very clearly we will all be not controlled by Maya once we become completely surrendered to Krishna, and Krishna will take personal charge. How will Krishna take personal charge? So let's go back to this story in Srimad Bhagavatam. If you can see the photo. So what is happening is this person, Madhavendra Puri, he is one of the greatest devotee of Krishna. And if you can see, he is constantly chanting Krishna's name. So he is a sannyasi, and his job is, the concept of sannyasis is that they will not stay in one place permanently because they want to preach Krishna conscious to people. So they will be going from one place to another and they'll keep preaching. This Madhavendra Puri is very exalted, and even for one moment, what happens is he will never ask. These people don't have hefty balances or bank balance, nor they preserve. They completely believe Krishna will take care. And the day when he does not get food, in spite of preaching, what he will do is he will just sleep. He will not even go around asking people for food. One such incident where Madhavendra Puri is just going on to a new village and he does not get food there. And as usual, he is just doing his japa, and the small little cute boy Gopal is bringing a pot of milk and giving it to him, telling that Madhavendra Puri, please Prabhu, please have this pot of milk. And our Madhavendra Puri is so impressed and he says it's okay. And Gopal says, no, my mama told that whoever comes to the village should not sleep empty stomach. So Madhavendra Puri takes a pot of milk and keeps it, and Gopal immediately says, I'm going to go on a, take care of my work today, and I'm going to do the cowherd work. And on my way back, please keep the pot safe, because Mama will ask, please keep the pot safe, he's telling. So he says, okay. And very different from us, right? Tobito will follow and we'll forget what we say. But he is very sweet, Madhavendra Puri. After drinking, he is just waiting, cleaning the pot, keeping it safely, because on his way back, he is just hoping that the small boy will come. He's waiting, and this Gopal doesn't turn up. And in the process, he sleeps off. In his sleep, what happens is there is one, that he gets a dream wherein he sees the deity and he sees a journey towards a particular, forest. And, it's as if somebody is caught, and he's just following the small boy who actually takes him, the same boy who appeared and who vanishes inside a particular tree. And therefore, he just understands then that this particular person is none but our Gopal. So that is the person who came and personally gave milk. And the second part of the story is he continues the journey the next day, and he digs a particular place and he actually finds this deity. After the class ends, I have some pictures of that. I'll share it with you all. I'll show it here. And immediately what happens is he's so elevated. Can you understand? He has a different feeling. He thinks, oh my God, Krishna has come and served me. How can Krishna serve me? And more than excitement, one side is excited, one side he feels bad. I should be serving Krishna, but Krishna is doing this for me. So it's that mixed feeling you all have experienced, right? So he's experiencing a similar feeling. So the same thing happens, and what happens is he continues to serve the deity in the temple after that. So what are they talking about? This is what Krishna takes charge of the devotee personally, and there are stories in Bhagavatam. Please read Bhagavatam, because that will give you every bit of it. So Hare Krishna. Satatam kirtayantu mam yatantascha dridha vrataha namasyantascha mam bhaktya nityayukta upasate. Hare Krishna.
Always chanting my glories, endeavoring with great determination, bowing down before me, these great souls perpetually worship me with devotion.
One such devotee we saw, and one more whom is someone whom very closely they saw, right? Unfortunate that we could not see. Fortunate that we still can hear in this Vani room and videos also, is Prabhupada. Prabhupada, you all know who Prabhupada is? Okay, so you also on the initial state. Okay, so Prabhupada is the greatest devotee, and he brought a great revolution, right? He completely got revolution of what? Krishna, not our war revolution. This is about bringing Krishna into a place in US where, all abominable activities are taken care. He went and put his foot down, and he had a huge set of followers and huge set of devotees whom could transfer. These are people where we will not even go and sit near them, because he actually was talking to us hippies, right? So, but that's the difference between an elevated devotee. So what he's telling is always chanting my glories with determination. What happens? The great souls always worship me with devotion. Pita hammasya jagato mata data pitamaha vedyam pavitram omkara viksamayajur evacha. Hare Krishna.
I am the father of this universe, the mother, the support, and the grandseed. I am the object of knowledge, the purifier and syllable Om. I am also the Rik, the Sama, and the Yajur Vedas.
Okay. So this is Om, right? English it's pronounced as A-U-M also. So Om is the beginning, and he's saying I'm the beginning of everything, right? It's called Omkara. So, and it is where, we talk about A represents Krishna, the M represents Radharani, and U is our Jivatma, right? So these are the three words which are explained here. He also says that these Vedas are given by him. He calls himself the mother and the father because we are all born out of him. And also that is an extension where if we are writing a book, there's a possibility of errors, right? So, so many theories you all are studying in college, how many books got changed, how many theories got changed, because we have the propensity to make mistakes because we are human. whereas Krishna himself has given these Vedas. So that is why he says, I am also the Rig, Sama and Yajur Veda. Therefore, there is accuracy. That is why, we often used to tell in Tamil a word called Periya Veda Vakya, which means as if your words are like Veda. Because the Vedas are, knowingly or unknowingly, we've been using that word. And that means indirectly what they're telling is their words actually are, as it's so true, because it is said that, the Vedas are absolute truth because it's written by the absolute person himself. Hare Krishna. Read, ma.
O Arjuna, I control heat.
9.18. I am the goal.
I am the goal, the sustainer, the master, the witness, the abode, the refuge, and the most dear friend. I am the creation and the annihilation, the basis of everything, the resting place, and the eternal seed. Hare Krishna.
So he is very clearly telling that he is the goal, right? He is a sustainer, he is a master, he is a witness. So how is he the witness? He is a Shiro Dakshayani Vishnu, Paramatma in everybody's heart. So he is a witness. The most dear friend, please read, the most dear friend. All of us keep lamenting, oh my God, this friend doesn't understand me at all. This friend doesn't talk to me. She fought, I'm so upset, all this. But we don't recognize that we have a very close friend and a well-wisher inside our heart. And he's telling that I will be a friend. Remember, let's go back to the first initial part of where he told Arjuna, he told very clearly, I am you're my friend and devotee. So remember the friend. So it's not too late. We can also become his friend. So he is telling all of us should you should follow the path of Arjuna. So what is the path? He's not just a devotee, but he's also a friend. So he is also giving a guarantee that I am the most dear friend, right? So he will become the most dear friend for us. And that is an important point. Hare Krishna.
O Arjuna, I control heat, the rain, and the drought. I am immortal. I am immortality, and I am also death personified. Both being and non-being are in me. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So he's very clearly telling heat, cold, everything, rough, everything is him, right? I am immortality. Immortality means without death. And I am the death personified. So what do you mean by death personified? So he is the Rupa of death, Kala also, which means that all the people who saw death, right? So people, two things. One is people like Kamsa and all of them are scared of death, right? Because they see Krishna in the form of death, which is what is death personified. Whereas people like all devotees, for them, they seem as immortality because they're not scared of death. Because they feel like, if you leave here and you go on a holiday, we all enjoy, right? And if you are traveling somewhere and you get relocated to a place which is far more beautiful than what you are, you just love it because you know that that place is a better place. So for devotees, they know that Krishna will take care, and Goloka Vrindavan is a very beautiful place. So he is not worried at all. They are not worried about death. So literally they are understanding their immortality. Hare Krishna. So he says both being and non-being, that is whatever is living and not living is all within him. Hare Krishna.
Those who study the Vedas and drink the Soma juice, seeking the heavenly planets, worship me indirectly. They take birth on the planet of Indra, where they enjoy godly delights.
So now he has told that Vedas are given by him. So is it enough if we just study the Vedas? The answer is no. It is studying, and if you take the Somaras, whatever, those who still have the attachment to enjoy, definitely they are very pious people. People who do pious activities, often this question comes, and so what happens to them? They get elevated to this heavenly planets, right? So they go there. And they even take the birth on the planet of Indra. Indra is the Lord of heaven. So therefore, he is the Lord of all the Devatas and the demigods. So therefore, they will go there and enjoy. Hare Krishna.
When they have thus enjoyed heavenly sense pleasure, they return to this mortal planet again. Thus, through the Vedic principles, they achieve only flickering happiness.
Okay, so what if wow, we are going to heaven? So let's just stick to pious activities. Yes, you will go to heaven, but you will come back to the earth. You don't want to come back here, right? We want a permanent place. holidays are always beautiful. We always, when we go on holidays, want to stay there, right? But this is like a holiday. You go for a holiday, but then, you know, you get elevated and you reach a particular destination permanently. You buy a very beautiful big house and settle there with everything possible, swimming pool, lights, automatic, how it is, wow, right? Like how you see your 5-star hotel. So that is million times better than what we can imagine is Goloka Vrindavan. So therefore, if heaven is so great, imagine that we become the part owner of that place. You know, you enjoy along with Krishna, who's a proprietor there. That is so beautiful, right? Why am I calling yourself part owner? Because we are part and parcel of Krishna. So therefore, we will all enjoy with him in the servitorship, and he will, you know, there's an exclusive place for each one of us scheduled there. So that's the journey which we should follow. And that is what Krishna is telling. Hey Krishna. Ananya Chintayanto Mam Ye Jana Padyupasyate Tesham Nityabhiyuktanam Yogakshemam Bahamyaham. Hare Krishna.
But those who worship me with devotion, meditating on my transcendental form, to them I carry what they lack and preserve what they have.
A very beautiful shloka. If possible, memorize. Can you imagine anyone who can give you guarantee that I will give you what you lack and I will preserve what you have? Very important point, very motivating for all of us. So in case we feel at any point in time, I don't have this, I'm not good at it, remember that Krishna is working on it. It's not your job. You will only endeavor, and Krishna will give you what you don't have, and he will also preserve what you have. So what you have, he is taking care. And there is no insurance company in the world which can give you this guarantee. They will tell that I will give you after you go, but no, and if you're sick, I will take care. But there is no one in this world, including parents, they cannot tell that I will give you what you lack, I will preserve what you have. This guarantee only Krishna can give. Ye api anya devata bhakta yajante shradaya vitaha depi mameva kaunteya yajante vitti purvakam. Hare Krishna.
Whatever a man may sacrifice to other gods, O son of Kunti, is really meant for me alone, but it is offered without true understanding.
So what happens is when we go and do all these yagnas, right, they think that it is meant, you know, we give it to them, but eventually they are all devotees of Krishna and it goes back to him. So that is what they say, that anything which is offered basically without understanding, actually, eventually it all comes to me. So directly give to me. So he's just explaining this. So, okay, it is anyway going to Krishna. So it is okay, right? To pray them is what will come in our head. So he's answering the next one. Yanti deva vrata devan Pritriyanti pritrivrataha bhutani yanti bhuteja yanti madhya jinom apimam. Hare Krishna.
Those who worship the demigods will take birth among the demigods. Those who worship ghosts and spirits will take birth among such beings. Those who worship ancestors go to the ancestors, and those who worship me will live with me.
Correct logic, no? So whoever, whatever only we'll get, right? So if you buy a ticket to USA, you won't land up in Delhi and vice versa. So if Krishna is elsewhere, right, you have to buy a ticket for him. So if you buy a ticket to another god, you will go there. So okay, what if I go to that god? Because they are not mortal forever. So even Brahma's life we just saw, right? Yesterday we saw his life is 100 years as per his calculation. Therefore, what will happen? We'll again come back here after enjoying the benefit. Patram pushpam palam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhaktya upakutam ashnami prayatatmanah. Hare Krishna.
If one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, fruit, or water, I will accept it.
So very clearly Krishna has asked. So everybody asks, where do I know what Krishna likes? He himself has told, he has given his menu card. He has told you, give me a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water. Is it because Krishna is short of all this? No, no, no. He's just asking because he says he wants to see love. So many times you people, all of us, right? When we were small, have you noticed we'll eat one chocolate, so we may not like it also much, but then we put it in mama's mouth or dad's mouth and they will enjoy. That will be so horrible, yeah? So if I see that now, right? I think, oh my God, it's so yuck, right? But why do they enjoy and they say, wow, she gave it to me? It is because they are in that love and they enjoy that love, right? So the whole chocolate packet, the whole ice cream packet, they would have bought for us. But if we give little bit to them, they feel so excited. Can't they buy another big packet? No, they can, right? So the difference is the same thing with Krishna. He sees love in this. And if you can't afford, he says, it's okay. Give me a leaf, which is tulsi leaf. Give me a flower, any flower, a fruit, which is available, right? Even if you don't have that, give water. Even if water is not there, there is one more meaning of the toyam. It means that liquid. So which means that even tears is, sort of taken into acceptance, right? So that is a position of all devotees. And even if you give that, I will accept. That is what Krishna is telling. Yat karoshi yat anshnasi yat chuposi dadasi yat tat tapasyasi kaunteya tat kurushvamat arpanam. Hare Krishna.
O son of Kunti, all that you do, all that you eat, all that you offer and give away, as well as all austerities that you may perform, should be done as an offering unto me.
Is it so complicated? Is Krishna giving a separate menu like the way we give to our mama? Mama, give me this, give me that. No, it's so simple. So what he is telling is whatever you want to do, whatever you want to eat, whatever you want to give, everything, right? Give it to me and then eat. And thankfully, one big secret, open secret is he will not eat it. So the quantity, he will eat it, but then he eats with his eyes. So you won't see the quantity reducing. That's a bumper offer, right? So whatever you're eating, which are in terms of what he has mentioned, keep it before Krishna and have it. So that becomes prasad, and that becomes very important for us. How do we do, Krishna consciousness? We saw the 9 process, right? Shravanam, Kirtanam, and that entire list. This is one more way of how we can connect to Krishna. And even for pious people who are doing devotional service, not devotional service, pious activities, convert it into devotional service by keeping it before Krishna and taking it and having it. And as I said, Krishna is so powerful, not just like our body. So he can eat with his eyes by seeing also. And as I said, quantity does not come down. So we don't have to worry also. So we can show it to him and eat. Hare Krishna. Samo aham sarva bhuteshu name desho asti me priya ye bhajanti tomam bhaktya mahi te teshu chapyaham. Hare Krishna.
I envy no one, nor I am partial to anyone. I am equal to all, but whoever renders service unto me in devotion is a friend, is in me, and I am also a friend to him.
So is Krishna partial? This is a doubt we get. No, he is having better than me. I am having better than me. She is more intelligent than me. She is more beautiful than me. He is, got, so much money. I don't have. Oh my God, Krishna is so partial, right? This is what we always feel. But he's very clearly telling, I envy no one. Obviously, to envy, you should have someone better than us to envy, right? He has everything. So he does not have anyone only to envy in the first place. And he's not partial at all. And we will see that more as we go through. I'm equal to, he treats everyone equally. But the difference is that whoever renders service, so it applies to us also. Parents have 2 children. We always feel the parents are partial to one, but no. The parents actually, obviously some child who listens very carefully, the parent will pay more attention because the child is willing to learn. Other child, they will put more efforts. But there is always a difference in the extent to which the person surrenders or listens, or even to us. We have 2 friends and one friend just listens to us all the time. We will automatically show more importance to the person. Doesn't mean we are biased. It is just the way the person relates to us. So is he, he's a person, so he'll relate the way we relate. Hare Krishna. Chet sudur pracharo bhajante mam ananyabhak shadur eva samantavyah samyak vyavasito hi saha. Hare Krishna.
Even if one commits the most abominable action, if he is engaged in devotional service, he is to be considered saintly because he is properly situated.
So what they say is, I already told Prabhupada's example of going to, USA, and he was handling the hippies, right? So, and he converted them. But prior to they becoming devotees, they knew they had all abominable activities. I don't have to tell you all know the list better. So, so what happens? So he says, once you start devotional service, you go to the next level. So this picture, the golden color person is none other than Krishna in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who was born 500 years ago. And the blue color dress is Nityananda. We have heard of Balram. They always appear together, right? So he is come. So they are talking about the story of Jagai Magai. They are two people who are extremely bad in that particular village. They drink, they do everything possible. And what they do eventually is one day, and Nityananda goes around, he and, he goes around talking very good about Krishna, and we want to give all of us that Maha Mantra. What is Maha Mantra? Yeah, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So he is giving that. And one day, one of these brothers got angry and they broke Nityananda's head. So immediately Chaitanya is known as the king, the Lord of Mercy. He is the softest of all, and he has not killed anyone, right? Because he's come to liberate souls, but he also gets angry because he could not tolerate his devotee being hurt. Immediately he takes his Sudarshan Chakra, and that is when they too realize and they change. But after they change, and that too, they realized, but he was still upset until Nityananda apologized on their behalf and seeked forgiveness. That is the quality of a devotee. But what about us? This fellow did so much bad to me. I will take revenge. Not today. I will wait for an opportunity. I will get an opportunity. We are so proud about getting an opportunity to destroy. But look on the other side, the cuteness of Nityananda. Even though they've hurt him, he says, no, it's okay. Our purpose is to teach them. So we will give that mantra. And the moment they saw Krishna in the form of Chaitanya, they both got purified and they became very exalted devotees. So even if one commits the most abominable action, right? Such a thing, they still, the moment they get engaged in devotional service, they are very properly situated. Now remember, it's a one-way journey. Once you come, it doesn't mean that I will go back, do abominable, come back. I will do that, come back. No. You come back, you really realize. So it's not like, getting atoned or getting a relief. So it is genuine. Hare Krishna. Shipram bhavati dharmatma shashvat chanti gacchati kaunteya pratijan me bhaktah pranashyati. Hare Krishna.
He quickly becomes righteous and attains lasting peace. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perish.
Hare Krishna. Guarantee, right? Today, these days, even for an item, people are not willing to give guarantee, right? They only give warranty. So what is now I'm going to management. What is the difference between guarantee and warranty? Guarantee is something where they will even replace. Warranty is where they will fix, right? So Krishna is now giving guarantee of the guarantee, telling that nobody can even touch him, right? How touch him in the sense that nobody can do any harm to the devotee. We have seen Prahalad, and you all know the story of Prahalad. If you all don't know, I will tell it on one of these days. And he is a small 5-year-old child who's been tortured by Hiranyakashipu, right? And when Narasimha Dev came, everybody were scared of him, but this child was so happy. Why? It's the same concept of the cat and the child. So the cat has a mouth. You will see this cat lifts the rat also in its mouth and its baby also in its mouth. The rat, when it's in the mouth of the cat, it can see death. It's so scared. But do you see the same thing with the cat when the cat carries the child? We'll feel scared. Oh my God, what's going to happen? The child will fall. But the child is happy. Oh, mama is carrying me. Mummy is carrying me. Amma is carrying me. I am enjoying, right? That is the difference between the devotee, right? So you either be a rat or a cat or a kitten. So the choice is yours. Hare Krishna. So that is what he is telling. Manmana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vaisyasi yukvaivam atmanam mat parayanaha. Hare Krishna.
Engage your mind always in thinking of me. Offer obeisances and worship me. Being completely absorbed in me, surely you will come to me.
Hare Krishna. This shloka is repeated twice. It is also coming in 18.65, where he is repeating it again, which means he's reiterating. Anything said more than once means he's like hitting the, straight on the, hitting the hammer on the needle or nail. So clearly he's telling that engage your mind thinking of me. Offer obeisances, worship me. Being completely absorbed in me, surely you will come to me. So he's telling the path. So this is the confidential knowledge. He's telling how to approach him. Right? So very clearly, 9th chapter, we will conclude. So what he has told us the secret. He has told the ways to approach, and he has told what is the sweetness and the final destination. So will any one of us leave this chance? No, no, please don't leave this chance, because getting a human form of life is very rare. And this, I always tell, is a bumper offer, right? So you don't get a chance to reach, you get a chance. And Vaikunta, above, in highest planet in Vaikunta is Goloka Vrindavan. We all saw that. Should we even think of missing this opportunity? No, please don't miss. Catch hold of this opportunity, and end of the day, we are not giving up anything. We are only including him. Is Krishna telling you should not eat, you should eat only one time a day, you should not wear nice dresses? No, 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 he's telling. And does he say you should be like a sannyasi, talk like this? Yes, no. No, no, he doesn't say that. He says everything, even mobile, laptop, he doesn't say no, don't use. He says yes, but involve everything in Krishna. Everything, now the computers which are using has become spiritual, because we are dedicating it to Krishna. Therefore, all he is telling is, do not worry about anything. I am always there, and therefore you dedicate everything to me. So this is what Krishna is talking to each one of y'all. And I'm going to take y'all to another presentation. Before that, admin would like to give a small presentation. Just 1 second. Just give me 1 second. So yeah, I think have I made, okay, you want to make admin Pradosh also close? Just give me 1 second. I'll just move.
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So before that, let me just conclude the prayer part of it, and I'll stop, and then you can take over.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Vancha kalparutuptascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhya vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, devotees. Hare Krishna. And after the admin, we'll be back.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Okay. Hare Krishna, devotees, everyone. Can I get some raised hand who have done the quizzes, but they are facing some kind of issues like password related issue? They are getting the mail is not getting activated, or the link is not working. Like this, if any issue they are facing, or someone is at all not registered, can you please raise hand at least, so that accordingly we will do the same. Hare Krishna, ye Renu Prasad ji, Hare Krishna. Your voice is not audible. Anyone else? Ankit ji, Hare Krishna. Okay, since I am not getting any response for the real-time troubleshooting, so I am just sharing a demo. When we click on the quiz link, we'll land up on this page. Everybody knows this? Mataji, I am audible, clear?
Prabhuji, you're audible and clear, but your screen is not visible.
Okay, I will share the screen right
Yeah.
now. Correct.
And Prabhuji, do you want to record this demo session alone?
No problem, Mataji. We have already done, otherwise we can do that. No problem.
Okay, yeah.
Hare Krishna. Okay. I just thought since we have the young masses here to do a live troubleshooting kind of things, but unfortunately I am not getting any response. That's why I'm just showing the demo. Okay. When we click on the link, we'll end up on this page, right? Everybody agree on this? Can I get some digital hands at least for this page? We are acquainted. Yes, now I got some, yes, Devasis ji, Hare Krishna. Okay, you have some issue? Otherwise, I can go ahead with the demo. Okay, after that, yeah, please tell me, yeah, Devasis ji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Actually, the OTP, matlab password, I was not getting actually.
Okay, no problem. Please share your, email address in the chat box. We will do it right now on a lifetime basis.
Okay.
No, if you want so, otherwise I can show a demo. Otherwise, we'll do it real time basis. You will give me the email ID right now. We'll get it resolved so that it will be, benefited for everyone. Okay. Meanwhile, you give me the email ID. Yes, fine. Hare Krishna. I got the email ID. Thank you. Okay, we'll end up on this page. You most people have chosen the English course. So I click here. Then it is showing. What it is showing? Not enrolled. Price is free. Get started. Log in to enroll. There are two things. The first thing is if you have already registered, then we need to put our username and password. If you have not registered, then we need to click on the register. First, let's check whether this is registered or not. So I got the ID of Devashish Prabhuji. Now I'm clicking on the register. Registration is successful. Check your email to set the password. Devashish ji, Hare Krishna. Can you please check the email? You might have received the same. Otherwise, it may take some time. Normally, we recommend devotees to wait for 10 to 15 minutes. If you have got the email, fine. Otherwise, we can proceed in a different way.
Guruji, Prabhuji,
So far I have not.
will you get this in a group?
Which group?
Ayyo.
Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Bhagavad Gita, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, this one in Bhagavad Gita group?
We are doing it, the same session is going on, na Mataji?
Yes, Renu Prasad. I'm Renu
Yeah.
Prasad.
Yeah, Renu Mataji. We are doing the same, na? This is the Bhagavad Gita class going on. We are doing the same, na?
Yes, so I didn't log in till now, I didn't.
Okay, Mataji,
participate
no
in
problem.
question.
No problem, Mataji. We are doing with the ID of Devashish Prabhuji, and the same process will be for you also. That also we will do. In case we have certain time, we will ask Mataji. Okay, Devashish ji, you received the email? Devashish ji, you can unmute yourself.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes,
So
Hare
far I have
Krishna.
not received, Prabhuji.
Okay, no problem. No problem. Okay, we need to wait for 10 to 15 minutes. But
Okay.
since we are doing here and we will lack of certain time, so we need to go for another way, that is lost your password. If this way we are going, we need to put our email ID over here. But you need to go to this step after waiting for minimum 15 minutes, because that's the delay time normally we recommend. If after even 15 minutes you are not receiving any email for generation of password, we should go on this option. Then we put our email ID, then reset password. The password reset email has been sent. So you will receive another email which will have a password link over there. That link sometimes may be delivered at the spam. Can you please check? If it is delivered in the normal inbox, no problem. If it is delivered in the spam mail, we need to click that email as not spam. After that, it will be coming to our normal inbox. There, the link will be activated. Then after clicking that, we can do the needful. Have you received the same, Prabhuji?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Neha Mataji, Hare Krishna.
See, this process I have followed, but
Okay.
I have sent mail also
Okay.
to Nantur. Still, I haven't received any mail, and I'm unable to register.
When you have sent mail, Mataji, because yesterday myself at around 8 o'clock cleared all the pending mails. When you have sent mail, Mataji?
It was 4 or 5 days before.
4 or 5 days. Then you might have received because I personally have checked it and cleared all the mails.
Okay,
But no
I'll
problem
check
for
right now.
Yeah.
Just let me check once.
Okay. Meanwhile, we are doing the live demo. You are on the same page? Devashish Prabhuji?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Have you received any email?
Only I have received the spam, received the email in spam folder.
Okay. Can you please mark it as not spam so that it will come to the normal inbox?
Okay.
Prabhuji,
Okay.
I haven't received mail yet, neither in spam or not in the normal one also.
Okay.
I have
Mataji, can
checked.
you please share your email ID?
Yes, Neha.Sinha.
Can you please write it and
Sure,
send to
sure,
chat
sure,
box?
sure. Sure, I'll do that.
Prabhuji, you have received the same?
Yes, yes, Prabhuji.
Are you marking it as not spam?
Yes, yes, I have reported as not spam.
You have received the same in inbox?
Yes, I have received the same in inbox.
The link is clickable?
Yes, yes, clickable.
Are you able to click on the link?
Yes,
It is diverting to a new browser, new page
yes, yes.
rather, and you are able to put a password of your own. Meanwhile, we have received Neha Mataji's thing. We'll check first whether this is registered or not.
Please do that.
Yeah, you are on the same page here. Registered an account, okay? Putting the user ID here. Same user ID for the email. Clicking on the register. The registration is already done. Yes, Mataji, what you told, that is correct. You have already registered, but you have not received the password. No problem. I am clicking on the lost password. Otherwise, you told me you have done in a, sent to the email address. Okay, what the email address you have sent, Mataji?
That day I got this email from ISKCON. You have requested me to send.
Okay,
Same
Mataji, can you please right now send a mail to that iskanantur1@gmail.com?
Okay,
To this
okay,
email ID
okay.
you have sent, na?
Yes.
Yes,
I will
because-
send once again.
Yes, Mataji, I will take another for everyone. I will take another 1 or 2 minutes, but once for all, the doubt will be clear. For Devasis Prabhuji, what we have done is a case where, after requesting for the reset password, he has received the same and he is doing the needful. Devasis Prabhuji, meanwhile, when you are setting the password, once you are done, you can confirm us. Otherwise, you can share your screen where we can guide you how to generate the password from that link. And for Neha Mataji's, the case is a little different because she has already registered and she is complaining not getting the email. I thought the email address what she is putting may be wrong. Mataji, you just put the email to ISKCON Nantur. You have that, right? Otherwise, in the chat box, I am sending that.
I have sent to iskannathur1@gmail.com.
Correct. Right now, you send?
No, right now. I have sent this mail on 8th
No,
of
no
October.
problem, Mataji. But right now, just send a mail stating the password reset.
Okay, I will write
We'll
it.
get it done within, maximum in 30 seconds. We'll just send that. You don't have to type all the words, na? Because once you click on is, so it will come. Already you have sent to that ID.
It is ISCONN double NANT
Yes, Mataji, this is ISKCON, 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 then Nantur, NANTOR1. Meanwhile, Devasis Prabhuji, can you please confirm you are able to do?
Prabhuji, the password link I am not getting actually.
You told you have received the same in spam folder, na? You are marking it as not spam.
Yes, Prabhuji. What I received is 1 second, Prabhuji.
Generation confirmation, na?
Yes.
No problem. Click on that. Just move it to inbox. Otherwise, Mataji, can I request please make Devasis Prabhuji as co-host so that he will be able to share the screen. And
I have received the mail to set your password. Visit the following address.
Right. Please click on that address.
Yes, I clicked on that link, but that password generation I'm not getting.
Okay, you will not get, Prabhuji, because if you are doing on mobile or laptop.
Mobile.
Your pop-up is blocked or open. Because this will be another browser, another page kind will open. Once you have not activated your pop-up, the another page will not be open.
Okay.
But no problem, no problem. You just send a mail to the
yes,
address.
I have already sent my mail.
Prabhuji, I have also sent. Please check once.
Okay. When you are facing this problem, after waiting for 10 to 15 minutes, you just send the email. Email address also I have provided in the chat box. You just send an email over there.
Okay.
Neha Mataji has already sent. Okay. Fine. Neha Mataji, you have already sent the same. Can you please check your email?
Okay.
1 second. Have you received any email?
Not
No,
Not
Prabhuji.
yet.
Okay, okay, no problem. This is probably you will not be receiving because you have already received one and you are not able to do it right now. We will do for you later. We are and Devasis Prabhuji, your email to ISKCON Nantur has not received yet.
I have also not received any mail.
No
Yes,
problem.
I got it.
Wait. Don't act upon that mail. What is that mail? Don't don't read out everything, but what you have received, your devotee kind of things, what you have received, and when
Hare
you have
Krishna
received.
devotee.
Okay. Does it had any solution for your problem? You are facing the problem for password reset related issue, correct?
Yes.
Are you getting the password kind of dummy password you can put and you can reset of your own few steps? Have you received?
Yes.
Yes.
Visit
And
that
how much time it took, Mataji?
very less.
Yes.
Within a second, I have
What I
received.
believe, Mataji, you might have sent to a wrong email address because right now I am doing this demo so real-time basis we did it. Otherwise, it may be a lagging of 15 minutes or 1 hour or 2 hour maximum, not for few days. You understand?
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
So
Now
I
your
have
problem
to.
will.
I
Yes,
have to
Mataji.
use this
Your
password. Use
email ID,
UG.
you Mataji, don't speak loudly about that. That is unique and that should be critical for you. Privately, you just use that. You use your email ID in the username. Username, you know, right? How to put.
Yeah. That's my email ID.
Yes. Login, you just put your user ID. Then in password, you put that. Right? Fine.
Okay.
Meanwhile,
All right.
Devasis, yes, Mataji, please tell.
All right, Prabhuji. I will try
Okay.
right away.
Fine. So I am just for the demo purpose I am just showing this. How does it
Okay.
look like once you go inside?
Okay.
Anyone else having any problem related password or email ID not registered? This is the same. I have used mine one. Okay. Are you able to see? Hare
Yes,
Krishna. Can
Prabhuji.
I get some response? Either a digital raised hand.
Yes. I can see.
I am getting only one response. That means you are the only person who is attentive in this. Okay, no problem. Okay, after that you will, if you have already enrolled for a course, you will be able to see this. Once you click here, you will see chapter wise quizzes are there. Once you complete all the 18 chapters, you will be able to download a certificate. That also I will show you how to do. But once you are not completing the chapter 1, you cannot move to chapter 2. Okay, this is one thing. Another thing which is quite important, you need to go to your account. Then you see this is edit profile. You need to edit your profile. You need to click on the account details and need to put your first name and last name. If you are not putting this first or last name, after completing the 18 chapters, you will be able to get a certificate, but the certificate will look like something else. I will show that. That certificate will look like this. Are you able to see here what is written here?
Yes, Prabhuji.
What is written here? No name, right? It will be either blank or NA or NBSC, something kind of things, right? So that will be the problem if you don't edit your name. But once you edit your name, you will be able to get your certificate with your name, and that will look like this. You are getting a name, right? Yes, this will be the difference, because once you complete all the 18 chapters, again you will come back with the same problem. We are getting the certificate, but we are not getting the name on that. What to do, where to go. So, okay, with this, I think we are almost done. Devasis Prabhuji, can you please confirm whether you have completed your same? Otherwise, you can put a request. Have you sent an email?
Yes, yes, Prabhuji, I've sent an email.
We have not received your email yet, Prabhuji. Where you have sent it? iskanantur1@gmail.
Yes, yes, yes,
No,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, we have not received. We have received Neha Mataji's. We did the same. We have not received your email by then. Okay, anyone else having any problem? You can unmute, share. Otherwise, you can raise hand. Otherwise, whatever the demo we have shown today, is it quite easy and easy to follow? You have understood this clearly? Can you please confirm? Ankit ji, Arnabi ji, Charu ji, Chinmay ji, Gomati ji, Mahesh ji, Munna Kumar ji, Rishwan ji, Sanya Pradhan ji. Okay, Chinmay ji put in the chat is yes, understood. Okay, fine. With this, Mataji, Hare Krishna, thank you. We are done, I think. Devasis Prabhuji, have you sent the mail or you are able to do?
Yes, yes. Yes, I have already. Again,
Prabhuji, your Daniel Rocks is the.
yes, yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, okay. Okay, we have received the same. No problem. Just it will take another, 30 seconds. Just I will take another 30 seconds. Prabhuji, have you received any email?
No, it might be late, I guess.
Please keep on refreshing the same.
Yes. Yes, yes, received, Prabhuji.
Okay, this is so fast, Okay, with this password reset ID, you will be able to log in. After that, there is a step how to follow, what to follow. You can do, and you will be able. Will this benefit you? And the time taken is good.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay, Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you. Hare Krishna. Radhika Mataji, thank you. Neetu
Thank you
Mataji,
so much,
you. Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much for coming over. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna. Thank you. So let's continue our journey. So yesterday we were talking about mind control. So yesterday we were talking about the purpose of mind control and the first 5 steps as to why everything related to body, how we should control. So today we will see things related to the mind. One second. So straight away, let me just take you to that chapter. So Hare Krishna devotees. So before when we are talking about mind control, I would like to quickly give you a summary of what we did yesterday for just about 2-3 minutes. And the purpose of mind control we already saw yesterday, as I told you. The main purpose of mind control is a huge list, and it is divided into 3. One is, we control the body, the mind, and the soul. It's a combination of all 3. And yesterday you would have clearly seen, the purpose of controlling the body completely. So what are the various steps for controlling the body? Today we will see the purpose of controlling the mind and the process of controlling the. So body, mind, and soul are the 3 areas we saw. So with the body, we saw what is very important and relevant is the eating and sleeping habits, how we need to regulate and what kinds of food we need to have. The second one is the urgency to importance, where we prioritize our work as to what is urgent and what is important. And we will also get to know what is unimportant, and we can delete a lot of them. The third one is the liquid beauty, which talks about the beauty by itself is not permanent and eternal. And we saw a story behind that as well. And it shows that running after beauty is in vain. The concept of brahmachari and rat, it's the concept of the other side of the grass is always green. We always perceive that this is a better option, that is a better option. And I always keep reiterating the road not taken is always the best road, right? So when you start taking the wrong road, which you think is an easy solution, you land up in a bigger problem. So it's important to face it. The next fifth one is a circle of concern and the circle of influence. There are a lot of things which will be concerning us, which will bother us, which are basically disturbances from outside, in fact, from within. We can't do much about things around us, but we can start looking at the things around us differently by altering ourselves within us. So what's the thing which you can alter within us is a circle of influence. An example is, you're very worried about exam. Can you do anything about who's the invigilator, how the paper will be? No, that's a circle of concern. But what can you focus on? Be punctual to the exam, take the necessary things and items required, and focus on what best you can give for the exam by preparing in advance. So now let's move to the mental methods, right? So things which are related to the mind, right? So let's see how thoughts are there, and we are in Kali Yuga and how they have an impact. Before that, how are we covered and why are we reading things? When we talk about mental techniques, we should talk only about our mind, but why are we talking about the body, soul? So basically, what are we talking about is the soul. The soul is something which is Chit, Sat Chit, also which is covered by the subtle body. The subtle body is mind, false ego, and intelligence, which is there within us. And the gross body is the body which you see, right? And it is made of the Pancha Bhutas, right? The five material elements, which is earth, water, air, fire, and ether. So Satchidanand is basically, everything to do with eternal knowledge and bliss, happiness. Those are the three things. So to achieve all this, what we do is we are searching in a bodily platform. And we have to go to the soul to reach the actual solution. So that is why we are reading all three. So the gross body requirements we have seen. Now we will move to the requirement of the mind, which is also a part of that. So what do we do for satisfaction of the mind? We do something called the relaxation, right? Formations and self-talking to check whether we are in track. Positive thinking, very, very important. It is said that someone with a lower IQ and a higher positive thinking is more successful than someone with a higher IQ and a negative thinking. So positive thinking is absolutely important. And you will see Krishna in first chapter talks for the first time, tells Arjuna, behold the mind. So what is he telling to do is, Arjuna, stop the mind there, because he could see the direction in which it is going. So does Krishna tell us in the form of Paramatma in our heart, just that we say, okay, forget it, like how Arjuna did. So next one is change of mental attitude. So how can we change? So the whole concept is divided into Sattva, Raja, and Tamas. And all this is what we saw in the bodily platform. So I want you to see this small. Hare Krishna. The first girl is from the mode of goodness. She's clear what to drink. Now the second one is the mode of the rajas, which we call it as a mode of passion. So she's contemplating. She's confused what to do. She's very tempted. But finally concludes to drink water. But if you see, her mind is still contemplating. Her sense objects are contemplating on that. So last comes tamas. Hare Krishna, thank you. So beautifully, they have explained the three modes which they have an impact. And why are they having an impact is the most risky mode is the Rajas, and most of us will be there, right? And the reason why we are telling is that's a deciding factor whether we can go up or down. So if she was, they get confused, but they are still clear that they should do this. But the temptation is there. If the mind gives way to it, then they will become tamas. So here we have the three qualities. So what is about them is the boy who's very calm and quiet is sattvic. The second guy is, rajas, kind of a feeling. And the tamas, we don't have to tell at all, so clear. Two extremes are always clear, right? So that is where the whole thing is about. So what are we talking about and what impact does all this have? Is basically it always has a process of thinking, feeling, and willing. All this has an impact in the way you think, in the way you feel, and willingness to do. So you can always choose between a good desire and a bad desire and where to control. So now, Hare Krishna, he is clearly in tamas and at a bodily platform, right? So he's behaving like literally an animal. So what is the thing in the good desire? Last time I told you all about thinking. So here the feeling is, the good desire, but the bad desire clearly is also there, right? So it's going into the next level. It's a mode of passion. Hare Krishna. So let's see what is in action for them. So now in this case, passion is dominating. So bad desire is starting off. So good desire is straight away, driving towards a domination position. So that's what is happening. So finally, concluded by, in spite of being, there is a bad desire, but how good desire takes over. Hare Krishna. So clearly, we saw how it is. So bad desires do prompt for all of us, but it's where you put a check and where you take it forward is what is given at every level after level. Hare Krishna. So what is the thing? Different levels of consciousness. So this is what I was talking earlier. So the bodily platform is where it's very clear, somebody at the tamas will be dominating with drink, sleep. I want to just lie down the whole day. Exceptionally, one day is different, but if that becomes a habit, you're straight into tamas. Sensual platform is at the rajas. He thinks everything related to his body. I want to enjoy. This is my house. I want you to listen to me. So they become controllers of both the body as well as the mind and other people, not themselves. So they don't have control over themselves, but they want to take control over the material as well as the both living and non-living they want to control. Right? So that's at a sensual platform. So that's one place where you can retrospect and go up to the mental platform, which is the mode of goodness. You will also notice somebody who's studying, who gets up early, takes bath, sits and studies. So those kind of qualities are exhibited at a mental platform. Intellectual platform is the most important platform because that connects the mental platform with the spiritual platform. So intellectual platform is where you think. A small example is, when your mind tells you that I want to have a drink, you move to a sensual platform. Okay, fine. Instead of a drink, let's think of it over a weekend. Right now we have college. So let's come to that itself later. So let's go have a juice. So at a mental platform, you will think, okay, probably in a sensual platform, you'll think, okay, let's have, probably a coffee, tea, and, a lot of other masala items and all. At a mental platform, you'll think, okay, I'm thirsty, I will have a juice, or I will, as he said, I will go to picnic, but I'll carry my food. So at an intelligence platform, right, it tells you, hey boss, you just have to finish whatever you're doing in 5 minutes, and you just have 50 rupees. So take a smaller bottle of juice or whatever and just leave the place. That is intelligence platform, right? And that is what connects to the next level of spirituality, wherein you think more divine in terms of how can I take care of my soul? You're so intellectual, you start thinking that what gives me real happiness and what is my permanent solution. And that we will see in length tomorrow, and how mind degrades. So it's like fire. If you start seeing a fire, fire, it's a blazing fire, you say, because once you start putting something in it, it keeps growing bigger and bigger. So is this, right? So this is from Bhagavad Gita, wherein it says, Dhyayato Vishchayan Punsha Segaste Nupajayate Saigat Sajayate Sakama Kamat Krodo Abhijayate. So when contemplating the object of senses, right, first level, a person develops attachment from them. And from such attachment, lust develops. And from lust, anger arises. So these two are in continuation. Krodad bhavati sammoha, sammohat smriti vibhramaha, smriti bhramsat buddhi naso, buddhi nasat pranashyati. From anger, complete delusion arises, and from delusion, what do you mean by bewilderment? It means confusion of memory comes. When memory is bewildered, intelligence is lost, and when intelligence is lost, and we fall down into this material pool. So very clearly it says sense objects is the first level. From there, when you see, attachment develops. From there, lust develops, and from there, anger develops. And the journey continues, right? And what happens with that, Hare Krishna, what happens is delusion. And from there, memory gets bewildered. Intelligence is completely lost. And what happens finally is we fall into this material pool. So this is the most important thing. And most of the time we think, what is there? We'll go. And when I was, during college also, I always used to believe on this something called the wine test. I felt, Hare, there is something like you go to a place where everything is there and then you show your control. That is real proving. And later, we understand that's not necessarily real proving, right? You actually need to understand the actual answer is not even giving chance for the senses. Example, Vishwamitra. He was a very great saint, but the moment he saw Menaka, he got disturbed. So certain things, when you know it's bad, you have to stay out. And Prabhupada always says that, nobody tastes a stool, right? It's not my words, it's Prabhupada's words. Very strong. Acharya is always strong and clear. Nobody tastes a stool, right? Tell me in this class, how many you all are all there? Anyone has tasted stool to see it's bad? No, right? So we don't have to give it a feel or taste or sense. If you know it's bad, stay out of it. So this is one learning for me too in Krishna conscious. So we want you all also to, get there. So the next one, 10. Any one sense can destroy us. Very important point. We will start with the fish. And how do they catch fishing? All of us love fishing and to at least see. So what happens? A small fish is used as a bait to catch the big fish because its taste, it's so, it's got this tongue which is so addicted. Now the other one, this bird, which automatically the moth is attracted towards light and automatically falls and, it sees its death. Sense gratification is risky because the elephant is always trapped by a she-elephant. Its sensual pleasures are so high that they use a she-elephant. So what is the difference between us and them? For us, all our senses are very active. For them, only one sense. So one sense is enough to control the situation. But for us, all senses are very active. So imagine how much risky are we in. Now moving to the camel loves thorns. Why does it eat all the cactus? Because when it eats them, its tongue starts bleeding, and the taste of the tongue is so nice for it, and it starts thinking, yummy taste. So actually it is tasting its own blood. So is it any good? No. So we should understand where we are and what we are actually tasting. Regulative principles of freedom. Oh my God, this is so conflicting, right? How can regulation and freedom work hand in hand? So this is called mind control, and this is the main part. So what is mind control? We just saw towards no to pride, so the 4 things, which is nature, sages, living entities, other humans. Intoxication, drugs, alcohol, tobacco, pan, all of that will come under that. Gambling is horse racing, stock market speculation. It's not about investing, it's about punting. We use the word punting in stock market, where you call it intraday. Within the same day, they buy and sell, there is a kick. Adrenaline and adrenaline pumps in. That becomes gambling. Casino, lotteries, right? And illicit sex, extramarital affairs. It is not just physical, it's also your mental platform of seeing very vulgar, very, sensual movies, and also vulgar talks will come under. So intoxication, illicit sex, gambling, and pride are 4 broad areas. So when you say freedom, can I jump from the building? You may tell, I love bungee jumping, but you take enough precautions before that, right? You don't just like that say freedom and jump from the floor, because your common sense tells you it's not freedom. So it's called the so-called freedom. It ends your life. So what happens is these 4 regulations create purity of action, which results in purity of mind and ultimately peace of mind. We're all wanting the peace of mind, right? That's the actual solution. And out of sight is out of mind. How do you say this? Yes. So tiger attacks you only when you actually show it, right? So one classic example is, how do they train a tiger? Let me tell you a love story. There was one boy who was very nice, well mannered, behaved and all, and he saw a girl who was a lonely girl. He went to her rescue in terms of giving her company and very friendly. It's a true story. What happened is, after a few days, she fell in love with him and she proposed him and she wanted to marry him. And the boy was very young and he was very keen to get his studies. He had a lot of plans on his education. So he came to seek help. And what we told him is, you to sort of give a month break, a 21-day break. A 21 day is a number, 21, 28. These are standard numbers which they tell can control mind. So even when you're in the re-inhalation for liquor, they give a contract telling that for 21 days, I will not taste liquor and I will abide by the rules, because anything which you practice for 21 days becomes a practice for your life. If you can maintain something for 21 days, you'll be able to take it. So how does a tiger work? A tiger, when captured, is not going to keep bees, it's going to eat, but they leave it in a cage and they also let it starve so that it becomes a little weak when the person goes with a stick. And if it attacks, he beats it and then gives it food. So it understands that attacking is not the right thing. So is the human mind. So when you let it starve, the wish automatically disappears. And coming back to the love story, after that, the girl also found her way and he also was free. Mind is everything what you think you become. Very important point. What happens is, in Kali Yuga, whatever things we think wrong, do you get punishment? Answer is no. Thankfully, Krishna has given us a little leverage that in Satya Yuga, Dwapara Yuga and Treta Yuga, even for your thinking, you're punished. Whereas in Kali Yuga, because we have so many thoughts, right? And how many of them are bad? You and I only will know. In fact, you and I also won't know, because it's so fast, right? So thousands of thoughts breeze through minds every day, every moment, right? If you don't put or check thoughts, we are not going to be punished by Krishna. But what happens is, these do not get controlled at that level. It comes as words. The words become actions, and actions become habits. They become, what happens? They become your master, because they become your character. So watch your character, watch your character, because it will become your destiny, right? Because that will ultimately frame what you are. Benjamin Franklin said, the greatest discovery of our generation is that by changing our thoughts, we can alter our life. So very important, our lives can change by how we start thinking. Do not chase illusionary pleasure, right? So there is a beautiful saying which I always like. Godless civilization is an illusion which results in lamentation, right? So you actually start lamenting over it if you start believing too much in it. Material pleasure is not at all new. It is not just the sense objects. It's not existing anywhere. It's existing in our mind. Because if you see, we buy a mobile, that's enough. We buy a next mobile, next model, because we want to satisfy our senses. Ultimately, we use it for what? Maximum a call, maybe an SMS, WhatsApp. Why is mind an enemy? Always we have this question. Please type in the chat. Mind is an enemy or a friend? Both. Can we ever have your best friend become your worst enemy? We may have it at a different stage. But at the same time, morning she was my best friend. After 10 minutes, worst enemy, next best friend. No, na. So it can be only one thing. So mind is also a best friend or worst enemy as per your choice. How you control your mind. As of now, it's our worst enemy because it makes us chase after it and we are controlled by it. Right? So it is not at all true and it's very wrong at this point in time to consider it as a friend. A beautiful saying about time is temporary, right? It's illusionary, it's miserable and eternal, right? So it is what is happening with respect to time. Currently, though it's eternal, is what we perceive. So we go about with enjoyment, which is not the truth. So why is time temporary? Because it is not going to be with us all the time. That is why time is temporary. What is illusion about time is we always think that, okay, we can do something and resolve something anytime. That time is not going to be there anytime and it will move on and it keeps moving. So the time is not something which is going to be there permanently. So next, moving on to bound or free is our choice. But what are we bound to? We can either be a slave to a bad habit or a servant of a good habit. The choice is yours and it is said by Fred Van Amberg, right? So automatically we will be tied up by either Maya or we can be a servant of God. But what is our choice? That is a power of habit. And these are things which we have to understand because we make our habits and the habits make us. So what is it? They're all interlinked. So now to be found or be free is our choice, right? We always are eternal. As I said, we are having the love of Krishna. We harness it into positive energy, then it goes towards Krishna consciousness. We move towards the mode of goodness. And then it's love and we have eternal bliss because there is a place which Krishna is telling is reserved for us there. Because we come from there, we originally belong there. Whereas we redigress this into lust. Lust becomes wrath, which means anger, again becomes illusion. And then what happens is we enter the mode and then finally suffering comes to us. So what is very, very important in this sheet is that we do not move. As I said, we are all in Rajas quality. We do not deteriorate to the mode of ignorance eternally. So therefore, we get out of this cycle and we've understood we have to get out. And how do we get out as a cycle is something we have to understand. And we will continue this journey tomorrow through our spiritual methods. Devotees, and I hope you understand clearly what is the rule and which we have to follow, because any which case we are bound by the thread of whom, whether it's Maya or Krishna is our choice, which we have to decide. So now I will take some questions and with this I end the session. Hare Krishna. Open for questions. So please go ahead and shoot your questions if you have any.
Hare Krishna Mataji, there is one question on the chat. Hare Krishna Mataji, tea
Hare
and
Krishna.
coffee, is it tamas, rajas or sattvic? This is from Debashish Prabhuji.
Sorry, Ma, I couldn't hear that question. Can you speak a little louder?
Okay, he's asking whether tea and coffee is tamasic, rajasic or sattvic.
So what happens is tea and coffee by itself is different, but what happens is the caffeine in that gives you a little sedative feeling. That is why somebody who's addicted to coffee and tea keeps constantly drinking it. Why? Because it makes you addictive, which means that it will move you from rajas to tamas. So there are lots of trees now, which is like herbal tea, which are not having that. That's a different option. But tea and coffee, which we drink, which has the caffeine by itself, actually, and the cocoa, these things are going to pull you down. So, and Krishna consciousness is a journey. It's not, there are some people who come today and leave. And there are some people who take this journey long to leave. End of the day, it's your willingness to be there in Krishna consciousness. Here we are not talking about anything called vegetarianism or, you have to give up on all this. What we are telling is be Krishnatarian is what we are talking. Start that as a first step. And what is required or not, Krishna will automatically pave way. Okay. So onion and garlic has lot of qualities and bad qualities. So the quality of onion and garlic will make you purchase. So it will make you pull you in there. Already there are enough things which are pulling you there. Therefore, onion and garlic is not classified as sattvic food. They are classified into the rajasic food. It's a category. Therefore, we avoid onion and garlic more from a quality perspective. We read at the bodily platform, right? How body has an impact. That is the thing. Any other questions? You can even unmute and ask me.
Yeah, Mataji, there is one more part to the question. What is sattvic food?
Okay, so we are going to read foods in detail in the next module, which is the last 6 chapters towards the end. Last but one chapter is the last 2 chapters will only talk about this. So there, the foods we eat are going to be discussed in detail, the actions we do. So wait until then, but generally sattvic food are those which do not give any side effect. Simple. If you start feeling ulcer, burning, tongue is burning, eye is burning, then you're moving to Raj. Right? So anything which is very pleasant to your tongue and your body is the thing. It's about the, sattvic. Hare Krishna. Why non-veg is not good? Paramatma is present in everyone, entity, even in the plant. A very beautiful question. So non-veg is not about eating non-veg. It's about Paramatma is present. Give the answer with your question. So if you are already elevated and you believe Paramatma is present in everybody's heart, and therefore doesn't it mean that you are actually, how do you eat non-veg? It's killing an animal, right? So isn't it right to kill an animal? So this is a question which you have to ask yourself. So forget about sattvic or rajasic. So basically, I think every child after moral science, in class 1 or 2, they will come and tell, Mama, I don't want to eat non-veg. Mummy, I don't want non-veg because we're killing this. We don't want. If you remember, this has happened in everybody's life, every non-vegetarian's life. And I remember this. So, and what happens is somewhere in the house, in the family, they're convinced with so many reasons. No, it's good. It's protein. It's energy. God created a lot of non-veg food because there are too much of population. Otherwise, it will eat us. All this they will tell. But the fact of it is, what is true is what you have to think. Today, you don't need to get too much into food habits. Get into a habit of starting with Krishna conscious. What Krishna likes, you eat. I'm not telling you to stop anything. I'm only telling you to enter this journey and experience this journey. That is more important. Hare Krishna. Any other questions? Yeah.
No more questions from the
No more
general
questions?
chat, Mataji. Yeah.
If you want to unmute yourself, you can ask. Otherwise, we can.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. I'm
Hare
audible.
Krishna. Tell me.
Mataji, I want some more explanation about that 5th verse where Krishna says that our creation doesn't rest in me. I didn't.
Okay, so
get
that
it.
one is, I understand. So all creations rest in me and I do not rest within them. Okay, so basically these are apparent contradictions, we will tell, right? They seemingly seems to be opposite many of this. This is called Achinta Beda Abeda philosophy also has all these contradictions. So what are they telling? All living things rest in me. So all of us are within him. Now there are 2 ways of looking at it. One more thing is we do not rest, the living beings don't rest in us. One is conceptually, 2 concepts. One is not everybody believes in Krishna. So therefore, even though he's physically there, he's not there. That is one. Second thing is there is something called instructions, right? So you are going to college or school? May I know, Prabhu?
College.
You're going to college. Okay. Is your mother with you in college?
No.
But do you remember your mother when you're in college, when she says, wash your hand before you eat?
Yes.
So is she there or not there?
She is not present, but she told me to.
Correct. So she is present, not present. So these are contradictions. This will also come. That's why I'm telling you. So what happens is, same way Krishna is not resting. He's not here because he's in Goloka Vrindavan. That's his permanent thing. But he's also has Paramatma here. So just to answer your question in one line, which is very difficult for these contradictory questions, but let me try and explain to you. So what they say is all of them rest in him, but it is not that he is attached to anyone and he's not committed and he's not making you do anything. He's not inside you in the sense as Paramatma he is, but your actions are not driven by him. It's driven by you. So he does not rest and he does not enforce actions within you, though he sanctions. Did I make it clear?
Yes, Mataji, a little bit clear.
Yeah, thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Sometimes these are very difficult to understand in the first time. To be very honest with you, it's very difficult for us also to understand because our mind understands what is limited to us, right? What we feel, what we understand. So I had an experience when a small kid came and told me that fish does not have stomach. I was thinking, huh? Then how does a fish eat? So, you know, one set of fish, which I can't remember the name of the fish, but they don't have stomach. They go directly. So they keep eating. I couldn't understand for a long time because I understand the anatomy of the stomach, and that's my limited brain. You are more intelligent because you guys, you know, are into science. You all will understand more about it. But there are things which are very limited to comprehend. So there are certain things Krishna is also very limited to put it inside our heads. So that's why it's too challenging to understand or to explain. Hare Krishna. Yeah. Anything else? And one announcement which I wanted to make is she's got her exam, so she will not be able to take the class. From now on, I will be taking over and I will be explaining. So if you have any challenge, any shortfalls, please write to me or put it in the chat box. I'll try and correct myself and try and see how best I'll be able to explain to you all. Is that fine? So if everything is done, we can end the section and we can please chant the mantra once and take it forward. Neetu, will you be able to facilitate that? Or Abhi? Neetu, are you there? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yeah, I'll try and play the chanting because we've already done it in the beginning, right? So
Okay, if you've done it, it's fine. So we'll just
yeah.
tell Hare Krishna mantra thrice and we'll end the session.
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna all, and see you back for the continuation tomorrow. Hare Krishna.